Hi Aries, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Happy New Year. So you're the very first reading out here, this 2021, and I've set the time frame to, ooh, I saw what's on the bottom there. New beginnings, that's very fitting. New beginnings with begin your new life. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to continue to do this format for a little bit longer, and not what I started out having the reason like to. Long story short, I'm going to continue this with this little placement for a little bit longer and see how it fits. We're going to get an overall picture here of what's going on for you. And all the decks that I'm using, I've listed them down below in the description box. And I've set the time frame to early January 2021 to early February. So let's see what's going on for you. So general readings, it can be anything and everything. Aries, overall energy. Aries, overall energy, please. That card does, or cards rather, worked themselves out there. So let's see what this is all about. Okay, so we're starting with this battle of the blues. There's a very much feeling defeated. It's like I give up, like a give up feeling. So maybe this new year or maybe the end of the old year didn't really go as you planned, or it wasn't to your liking, or it wasn't like as favorable as you would have hoped. But there's also something very beautiful about it. There's like a giving up. There's like a, if there was any sort of conflict or any sort of battle or fight, or I want to have it focused. There you go. It's more like, okay, I rest my case, which is the only thing that really works anyway. It's like the harder you try, the more you're sort of going to have the creek or the stream there work against you, and it's almost like you give it up. I can't march these pearls and not think about anything else but then New Orleans. So maybe New Orleans is something that speaks to you, or that I learned from another time when I picked up New Orleans. They have these and I can't I can't forget it now. I can't remember it now. It's like I'm not after the word masquerade. That's not it at all. It's I'm not gonna think of it, and you probably know what I mean though. Hopefully, it's like a celebratory thing happening, and you throw these beads. For some reason, I don't know the story about it. I'm from Sweden. Don't judge. There's somebody waiting in the wings for you. Do you see over here? This little picture right there. There's a man with a horse. And it's so hidden. It's like so amongst the trees. And it's so like almost like a chameleon. You know, the chameleons that change their colors so that they will fit in whatever surrounding that they're in, so that they won't be a meal for somebody. I think... So maybe for some of you guys, you have been thinking about relationships, and there is somebody waiting in the wings for you, but they're so hidden. They're so in their natural surroundings, I want to say. They're so in their element. They're so fitting in where they're at. So for some reason, you can't see that right now, and maybe it's because you're feeling the blues right now. Maybe you're a little bit down and out, and you just want to get up from this energy and get forward moving. And as you do, I feel like you're like this person here would come more into full view for you, if that makes sense. There's a giving up feeling here, which is the only thing that works anyway. It never means that you give up your wishes. It just means that you give up your resistance. So I'm not telling you to give up on whatever you want. I'm just telling you to give up whatever fight, whatever conflict, whatever struggle, whatever you try to make happen, to allow for the universe to deliver it to you. And then we have this dolphin card, and a lot of women, like, they're playing around in the water. There's so much opportunity. in these bubbles with this, all these birds, which for me is all about messages coming in. All these messages are coming in, all this freedom is being delivered to you at the moment. And there's something about, because you're feeling a bit down and out, you're not really hearing it right now. It wants to be delivered to you, but you're not really fully hearing it. So there's so much, like the dolphin energy is just mind-blowingly beautiful. It's playful, it's fun, it's very, very wise. I feel always like an otherworldly energy with the dolphins. It's like they have their own, I don't know, they're on their own in a different dimension. And with all this fun and play, and you're just not having any of it, you feel a bit bored. And so for right now, there's things passing you by. They're like flying over your head. You're not, like, you don't see this person in the back here. The same goes for this. You don't fully get the opportunities coming in. We're going to see what this is about. Or maybe this is something you're coming out of, but understanding that this is your reading because you recognize yourself in this and that there's definitely hope for you. And I have this new deck and I just love it. I got it from my sister for Christmas and I've been working with it somewhat. And I really adore this deck. It's Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette and Reid, and I had several decks with her before. This is a new one to me. So what? Wow, that wasn't that bad. Fork in the Road, number 13. By the book. And it's by the book, like you do something by the book, but maybe it's, you should go and buy that book. And then we have Yin. A lot of feminine energy there with number 2. So just look at these cards while I look at this a little bit more. Fork in the road. So number 13, you just exactly what is going on here? Why don't we want to focus? Is it too? I really haven't had these on camera yet, so yeah, you see a monkey there, a monkey that shows the way. We have a llama, and we have an owl sitting on the back. It's a fork in the road, and it's number 13. So 13 is divine feminine, and 13 is also death. It's like we're letting something go. We're completely letting something go, and then we're completely moving into something new. That's the transformational energy, and we see that you're leaving this sadness and battle of the blues behind you. It also says, don't worry, be happy. Like there's no need to worry. You can just step into your happiness. And I can't help but like really being drawn to the fact that there's like something pointing to the nose. Something is pointing to the nose of this llama. So maybe there's something about like the nose is going on for somebody. Having a little bit of cold, have an itchy nose, something's going on with the nose for somebody. It's not going to be for all, obviously. And then I'm very drawn to this little thingy here, which is, in my childhood, I don't even know if we have these anymore. They were like pretend, and I think the correct translation here for the sorry, I'm not really finding the words right now. The correct translation for the berries would be lingonberry, because I don't know if is that cranberries? Is the typical lingonberry, like lingonberries and blueberries are like really growing in the wild here in Sweden in the north. And they were pretend ones, so like on the bottom is like a little needle thing that you put down into the moss, like you for decorations for Christmas, I should add. Like, what? When do you have needles with lingonberries? That sounds weird. And maybe it is weird. Maybe it's just here. But there's something about that. So that's a very, very specific message. So if there's something that you've pinned down or something you've done to create like a more beautiful Christmas, if there's something that you remember from your own childhood, or if there's decorations that is more like towards nature of things, then pay extra attention to this reading. Then I'm very drawn to this. On the bottom here is this pull. So instead of push, and we see that, instead of like give up the fight, there's something about just give it a rest. Don't get on to the next thing and the next thing, or don't try to make something happen. Don't push, but rather pull, like pull it in. And there's a monkey. Might be some monkey business here. I don't know. Maybe there's like, you need some more clarification around the situation. There's a lot of wisdom though sitting there waiting, and there's a fork in the road. So it just means that there's different paths that are opening up to you right now. Maybe you can sniff, maybe that's what it's about. Like you can sniff it out, you can smell it out, like you can sniff out that this is the path for you to really pay attention. But the major energy here is that we have, it's the death of something, and we're coming alive into something new. And there's a lot of feminine energy, and we saw that with the yin here as well. And then we have number 11 by the book. And 11 for me is a portal. It's stepping through into something new. It's a double one, so it's double new beginnings. This deck doesn't really want to focus the way that I want to. I wonder why. I really want them to work with me because I really love it. But if you can't see them, it's not. There you go. A little bit better. So yeah, we have number 11 there. So the 11 to me speaks about walking through a portal, walking through something new, into something new, choosing something new. It's also your dreams, your visions, your fantasies. It's like the beginner state of something new that you want to see manifest. And I see this as an ancestral lineage. It's like, okay, so the wise grandma goes first, and then we have the mother, and then we have the child. It's like something's being passed on. And I don't really know what this is about, but there's something. It's a very at one, like if you look at it from one perspective, it's like, okay, so we have this very wise grandma. It looks very wise, this face that's sitting, but then at the same time they're having their eyes closed. So it's like, okay, maybe this is a little bit outdated. And I'm very much drawn to the lighter, like this looks a little bit darker, and we're going to the lighter energy of the mother and the child. And so we sort of, it's almost like I want to cut cords here with the older. It's almost like that brings a little bit of freedom just as I do that. It feels like, it feels a little brighter, if that makes sense to anybody. So it's not so much by the book anymore. It's not so much like we should do it. We should stick to this lineage. Like, okay, so this is how it was done before. This is the structure. This is the routine. This is the order. That's very masculine. But we're asking for divine feminine here with the 13. We're coming into the yin energy, which is all about the feminine energy. So it's like, don't do it so much by the book anymore. Try to let go whatever was like. It's almost like you wake up tomorrow and say, and somebody asks you like, what are you up to, what do you want to do today? I don't know, because I never lived before. I don't have any predetermined opinions about anything. I'm just taking life as it comes. It's a very much like live in the moment feeling about all this. And I think there's something that needs to go back to scratch. Like we need to go back to ground zero. I don't know why I'm using that expression. Ground zero. Point zero. And then we have this yin, beautiful yin card. And it's not talking about liquor. It's talking about the feminine, how we're coming in with the feminine energy. And the feminine structure doesn't really have a structure. That's the masculine to come in to structure up the feminine. So this is more like asking you to go with the flow a bit more. To release, to not push, but rather pull in or allow in. To, excuse me, don't do it so much by the book. It's like, okay, so we need to surrender. There's a lot of surrendering energy here. Surrender and let and allow things to happen. Number 2 is indicating a conversation and a communication in relationships. So maybe there's some ongoing communications going on with somebody, or like your soul tribe, or even a romantic partner. This is the scale to me. It can be a cup. It can be a cup of love that's being offered, but this is, today is like being shown as a scale, which is like, it's like a Libra feeling. We're evening out the scale. It's like a justice situation. If there's something with contract or something that you're looking on to like sign, it's going to work out in your favor. If there's a situation where you have sent out a lot of stuff, like karmic, this is like karmic good return. So there's really beautiful energy here, but I feel like there's a need for surrendering, to give up and allow, like let go and let God, basically. Can we clarify this fork in the road for Aries, please? Wow. So we have 11 again there. So we're just clarifying this fork in the road 13 with 11, 8, and ace. Oh my goodness. I mean, okay, so 11 is a strength card, and it's 11 again. So it's talking about stepping into a new reality, really choosing. Like Aries, if you really would allow yourself to choose to have whatever it is that you want, what would it be? And have the strength to ask for it, and maybe not have the strength to call somebody up and say, hey, can I have your couch? Isn't that what I'm talking about? I'm sort of asked, like, it's like allowing yourself, there's allow again, allowing yourself to have exactly what it is that you want. So maybe there's a little bit of a, like, we're coming from this blue place, and there's stuff coming in, but you don't really see it because you're in a bit of a funk, or has been in a bit of a funk. You're being asked to let go and surrender and allow for things to just happen, but at the same time, truly come from a heart space, a heart place, to ask for what you truly want. And dream about it and fantasize about it. Maybe a couple of times a day, sit down and really focus on exactly what it is that you want, and have a very cheerful energy around it. We have the infinity sign there with peace. It's like you can have peace for eternity, for infinity, but there's also that good karma returns again. You could be having a placement in Leo, or you could be dealing with a Leo somehow, some way. And then we have 8, which is, it's like there's no limit. There's no limit to what you can ask for right now. 8, again, the infinity. It's like whatever you sent out is coming back. Whatever you sent out is coming back. It's good karma returns. And it's endless possibilities. It's a strong manifestational number. So this is like, we have the strength card, which is all about asking for what you want, dreaming about what you want, with the infinity sign flying around there, and also with the 8 card here, it's talking about how you're manifesting it. And there we have all the birds again. So it's talking about messages coming in. Maybe allow for yourself to sit in meditation or be in walks in nature or something like that, so that you're having like a more open, that you're becoming more of an open vessel. Get a little bit more sleep, so that you're not sort of sleep deprived, so that the minute you're sitting down to meditate, you're falling asleep, because then you're missing the messages. So there's balance needed for the physical body is what I feel. Maybe quite tired, so that you can start to listen that what's being broadcast to you right now. And there's a lot of they're speaking about a lot of freedom coming in. It can be something about children, because we have the Gabriel is with you. Know that your children are okay. That maybe it's just for one or two people. And then we have Ace of Ariel, which is just the most beautiful card ever. We have a choice. It's like you're just certain, like, okay, so fork in the road. So to me now, it feels like, okay, so you can choose to be a bit doom and gloomy. I know I'm going to sound a bit hard now. You can choose to feel doom and gloomy, feel a little bit like a victim, or you can choose to be the happiest person alive. And I swear by my heart that is a choice. And you have all these beautiful things wanting to come in. You have the strength to do it. You have the guidance to do it. We're talking about something you send out for an eternity is coming back. There's freedom being offered. We also have the highest possible energy in any situation surrounding you at this moment with good monies. Like, it's like you're sitting amongst money right now. It's your lucky day, new resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. So there's going to be some news. We're going to have a lot of, like, there's going to be some news coming in, perhaps about money, perhaps about a new job, about a new occupation that you've been wanting to do for a while. We can't ignore, though, that we started out with the person there in the back that you sort of didn't see because they're a bit in the wings still. But it is Ace of Ariel. So Ariel is the love angel coming with very, very good news. There's a lot of news coming in. If you allow the feminine energy, allow for the old to fall away. And it's almost like I want to say, don't know so much. How do you tell somebody to not know what they already know? But it's like, don't know so much. Allow for the feminine to just show you, to be more in flow of things. Okay, and then we're going to clarify this number 11 by the book. Clarify the number 11, please. I feel like there's more there. Yeah. Okay, that was it. So, wow. Yeah. There is some information here with the older elephant. There's some information, some knowing that is outdated. We need to let go of what's outdated and sort of go with the younger, the newer energy, the younger generation, if you will. And out with that comes, so we have the Empress, magnificent energy, 7 of Raphael, that's your whole chakra system there, and then 12 with perspective, it's the Hangman. So it's getting to be a little bit of a rainbow situation here. So the Empress, this talks about, like, there's no higher energy. This is such a good card. This is such a good energy. And this is you being golden. This is you stepping into really knowing yourself, really knowing who you are, and really know what you want. And proceed with, so maybe there's a little bit of procrastination here as well. Meaning att man skjuter upp saker, att man inte kommer till skott in Swedish. Time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. So we're talking about like major shifts that could start to happen for you if you just allow it, is what I feel. And then I see today here, I see this major auric field. I don't know if I've ever seen that before or been drawn there before. So on top of her head there is like this beautiful auric field happening. So there, it's just telling me that you're more glowing, you're more in contact with the universe, with your higher self. The crown chakra is really open. And when you're dressed in golden like this, and it's the Empress, it's like she is very confident. She knows who she is. She knows her worth. She knows that everything will work out perfectly because she said so. There's also number 3, which speaks about creativity, joy, fun. So everything speaks about, okay, so if you just take a little bit of charge of your life, and that's so interesting to then say, okay, but the way that how do you receive this? How do you receive everything good that is around you? It's actually by not time to act upon your plans, okay? But I wouldn't act upon anything unless you really feel called to do so. If you feel inspired to do so. But, you know, we can deplete ourselves to the point where, like, if you never get enough sleep, or if you never get enough light, or never get enough fresh air or water, or, you know, you can allow for your body to be in a lower density and be so worn out and so tired. I'm not saying that everybody's doing that. I'm just saying we have better circumstances and not so good circumstances for you to allow for these inspirations to start to flow, if that makes sense. So if you're completely depleted, if you're completely so tired because maybe you slept 2 or 3 hours at night, or, you know, or you don't add enough water to your body, or there's just something else that, you know, have you just be so tired, you can be inspired, but you're only going to get inspired to go sleep. You know, it's not going to be the time to take action to really go do something. And I feel the whole thing is just about balancing out your body, balancing out your intellect and your emotional body as well, to get to the point where you even can allow for that to happen. But it's right around the corner. It's like swirling around you, and the only thing you need to do is to get yourself a little bit more organized, a little bit more in balance for it to start to happen. And the way you do that is not to make it happen, is to allow it to happen. Then we have the 7 of Raphael. So it really speaks about the healing of the whole chakra system right now, and I rather call it the energy centers. So we're working on every single center. Maybe that's why you're also, why I pick up that you're also a little bit tired, because it's like you would go in and have a full workout physically. You would lift weights, or you would run like half a marathon. You would afterwards be really, really tired. But because it's like an inward, it's an inside job. It's like something that happens on the inside. You sort of look for physical evidence to why you're so tired. And in Sweden, it's not hard to say you're so tired because it's so dark out, because it's like, it gets dark right around now. I'm amazed actually that it is a bit lighter today, but that's because we finally have a little bit of snow. So it's like, okay, you feel tired because it's not so much light out, or you feel tired because you haven't really done anything, or it's like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's because we have a major shift going on the inside. There's a lot of organization in your energy centers, mostly working on your solar plexus. There's something with a shift around your solar plexus going on, major shift. I have a green border. It's the first time I want to talk about the border for some reason. That is about the healing. It's about becoming whole. And then we have the Hangman. Perspective, number 12. So the thing I feel here, yeah, we have there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. There's a better way. So I'm actually saying that the 12 that's showing up, which is the masculine, which is the which is the organization dude, like trying to organize and structure and okay, we need a plan, we need to do this, we need to do that. You don't need to do anything. We need to toss this out. It's upside down. We need a different perspective on this. There, the male came. So there's a better way, and we already know the better way. The better way is for allow it to happen. with this, with the yin, with the feminine, with the flow of it all. So we want to clarify the flow. Clarify number 2, please. Feels like it's one more, at least. Just completely skipped that. Why? There you go. So clarify the 2 with the 2. So there is a love relationship here. So this is a little bit of a side story here. Maybe there's going to be more about it in the extended. I never know. But it's like, okay, so we have Gabriel here again. It's talking about conversation, communication in a relationship. So there's some sort of conversation going on with somebody. Maybe it's not a full-blown relationship, but there's a conversation that you're having with somebody. This is like living in their own little bubble. We're living in our own little bubble and we don't know what's going on outside of it. And Aries, today, I feel like this is maybe you living a little bit in your bubble and thinking about a relationship and don't really know what's going on outside of it. And it's almost like, and you're going to be ready when you're ready. Like, it's going to happen for you when you're ready. It's in the wings. We've seen that. There's messages wanting to come in right now. And then we also have the Justice card. And that's what I picked up before. We have a little bit of a Libra feel here with the Justice, with the, we already spoke about it. I don't know where I picked it up. It's number 8 again. So it's a third inclination of the 8 there. It's the second card with the 8, but we have had the sign there on the Strength card. So there's a lot of strength, power, endless possibilities right now. Whatever you're sending out is coming back. Good karma returns. Strong manifestational number. And like I said before, if there's any type of contracts, if you're in court dealing with stuff right now, it's going to work out in your favor. And the way you have it work out, the clarifier here just means that, okay, so the imbalance here, this is to me today talking, but because it's a clarifier of the yin. So it's like, okay, we have had the masculine being like completely over, it's like the structure, let's do this, let's do that, completely being in your mind, just thinking, and very little about the flow, very little about letting or allowing it to happen. So we need to even this out. We like need to balance this out, and that's, we already seen that. That's exactly what's going on with your chakra system, with all your energy centers. Each and every of those energy centers have their own little brain, their own little mechanism thing going on. And as you clear them up, and as you come more and more into balance, we have a 7 there, so it speaks about it like a beautiful completion here happening. You're going to come into this very, very beautiful place in your life where everything is evened out, balanced out, and really, really beautiful things are starting to come in. But there's a need to let it go and let go and let God, surrender with the 13 there, let it die and be reborn. Okay, so I'm going to end it there and move into the extended. So if you feel like this is your story, you're so welcome to the extended. And the link to that, to Vimeo, is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, guys.